mind of North America will be fought in the video arena.
Internet people, my name is Tim Hoven. I'm here at the UCP 2025 AGM. It's been an interesting first day. It's Friday night at about 9 o'clock, and lots of interesting stuff happened. The most interesting stuff was the pro-independence people here at the AGM. The person who got the most applause was not our premier, it was Jeff Rath. He even got a standing ovation. The applause was so loud you couldn't hear his question, and then they turned the mic off on him, I think. So I'm looking forward to tomorrow. It's going to be an amazing day to see how everything shakes out. And this is just an encouragement to everyone watching. You absolutely need to get involved. If you want to have a say in the future of your family and your province, you have to turn off Netflix, you have to turn off the TV, and you have to come to events like this and have your voice heard.
And what are your thoughts on the policy situation? Have you read some of the policies that were put forward today and will be put forward tomorrow?
You know, I briefly reviewed them. The policies that we get to vote on are nice to set the direction for the elected officials, but really it comes down to getting on the phone, talking to your MLA, tell them what you think's important. Doing that will mean so much more than a vote on any policy here.
Absolutely. And the key component is to get involved, because we only have less than 2 years for the next provincial election, and it's important to get involved. So thank you very much, Tim. I think you're involved in a lot of things. So thank you very much for coming.
Thank you.
Hi guys, so I'm currently at the AGM here, and we have Scott Payne here. How's it going, buddy?
Good, and yourself, Max? Thanks for having me again.
Yeah, it was amazing. So, what are your expectations of the AGM today?
Well, they were all met. It was a very exciting time. Lots of energy, a lot of positive energy, some negative energy after the MOU was released yesterday. Some good discussion, some good questioning. Really nice to see Jeff Rath step up to the mic there and get a kind of a boom of applause, which was great. And unfortunately, I guess there was a technical problem and his mic got cut off. I'm not sure why that happened.
Really?
But yeah, it was fun.
That was fun. So you're running for the secretary right now. You're mentioning that is like a support role.
Yeah, so as a secretary, be responsible for taking minutes, producing agenda items, and in support of the president with other documentation and any other initiatives that he may ask of.
And another question: what's going to be the expectation for tomorrow's AGM? A lot of people here.
Well, I think they said we sold over 4,100 tickets for the AGM. The weather's been a little rough, so there's some people that didn't make it. But be here for 10:15 in the morning. You got the premier. She's going to have her speaking notes, and she's going to have another accountability session. So there should be some really good and maybe difficult questions for her to answer. So I expect that there'll be some really good opportunities to learn what the government thinks about certain issues.
Fantastic. Well, thanks very much, and hope to see you tomorrow then.
Thanks again.
Alrighty, so we're currently here with Rick Mellett. How are you doing?
Doing great. It's a great night. People are having a lot of fun. It's great.
Absolutely. So you're running here as the regional director for Edmonton.
Yeah, that's right.
Can you just talk about yourself, what keeps you up and going, and what is your expectations towards the AGM?
Sure. Yeah. Absolutely. I've been a lifelong, conservative supporter, and It's a good opportunity to really get involved. It's an exciting time. There's a lot going on in the province, a lot going on in the party. A lot of issues we need to address. We've got to deal with the federal government and its intrusion here, deal with fighting off the NDP in the next election. And I thought it's a good opportunity to put my name forward. And I've always been really big on, family and fiscal responsibility and freedom and protecting individual rights. And those are really key issues right now. But it's just great to be here. It's so much fun to see everybody, see people you haven't seen for years. And it's a great event, a lot of fun.
So we're here in Edmonton, obviously, and I think you're in Edmonton as well. What is something that you would like to work on in the last, if you get elected, what is something that you would like to work on during the first day or two?
Yeah, I'd really want to connect with our CAs and just let them know that the board is here, hear their concerns, hear what didn't work last time, and really focus and energize us for the election in 27.
All right.
And just so we hit the ground running and we get some work done even between now and Christmas. We don't wait till next year. Let's get some stuff done in the next few weeks here and really get things going for the party.
Absolutely, because of the recalls and everything, it's very important to get things going.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is there a message you'd like to tell here the membership to vote for you, just convince and to get this thing? Any closing remarks?
Sure. Yeah, I think if freedom is important to you, if individual rights are important to you, if your property rights are important to you and your family, then I think I'm the right candidate. I believe in those values, and I'll bring those to the table with the board. And I'll make sure the board is listening to you as members. That's the most important thing.
On behalf of the membership, thank you very much. Thank you for your name on the ballot box, and make sure to vote tomorrow from 9 p.m. to 2 p.m. and make sure to come here in advance as well too. Very important. I can tell you in advance. So thank you very much.
Sure.
And have yourself a nice
You bet.
day,
Have fun.
Good luck for your campaign.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Hello there. So we have here Admiral Jensen. How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. Great to be here.
Question, is this your first AGM?
I have attended an AGM before. It was a while ago, so this is like my first big AGM.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
So you're running as Edmonton Director. And what are your thoughts, expectations for your campaign right now?
It's been amazing so far. I've loved getting to connect with people and talk with them. It's been great, and I hope that Edmonton has seen that I can be a great candidate and wants to vote for me, and we'll just bring that energy in tomorrow and see how things go.
Fantastic. You're running as the Edmonton candidate for Edmonton. What is what you want to bring if you're elected as candidate for Edmonton?
Yeah, I'd love to bring the youth vote in and get youth involved and educated in our party and make them feel like they have a place here and make sure that our party is united. I think one of our biggest issues is that Conservatives get divided and we eat our own, and then the NDP comes and wins, and so we need to stay united and dominate the NDP.
Yeah, especially in the youth, which is dominated by the NDP and the immigrant community as well.
Yeah, for sure.
And also, if you have another message you want to say to the members, what would that be?
Yeah, well, voting's open from 9 o'clock to 2 o'clock tomorrow, so make sure you go out and vote, and I'd love to have your number 1 on the ballot, and if you have someone else, I'd love your number 2. But yeah, thanks so much for being here at the AGM. It's been an incredible time so far, and looking forward to tomorrow.
Fantastic. Well, thank you very much. So we're currently with Rob Smith, which is the incoming president of the UCP Conservative Party. So we're here in Edmonton. So I just want to ask you, what are your thoughts about the AGM? And this is not the first AGM. What are your expectations? How you like it? And especially tomorrow, what's your expectations for tomorrow?
Well, Max, we had, as of this morning, 4,150 plus people registered to come. And we usually have 200, 250 walk-ups. So chances are we're going to break 4,500 people.
Absolutely.
Now I think, have to really tip our hats to our members from across the province for braving Mother Nature, for getting here, because I think it's been a hardship for a lot of them. We were actually just visiting with a member who had a car accident on Deerfoot Trail on his way up here, and he still came. He actually got behind the wheel. His vehicle was well enough to drive, and he wanted to be here so strongly that he made it. And I think that's pretty cool. Tomorrow, we're going to have an incredible keynote from our leader, Premier Danielle Smith.
Yep.
We're going to have the accountability session, which is something that she requested a couple of years ago, where all of the last couple of years, 35 policies that our membership approved at the plenary session on Saturday. She's going to give an update on all of those that have been approved since 2023 or 2022 when she became the leader of the party. And so folks like the gentleman to my right, Jason Steffen, the MLA for Red Deer South, this is the work that they fight to do all the time as caucus, and then of course with Jason's colleagues that are part of government. And of course then in the afternoon we're going to get into this year's discussion of policies. And for the last 2 years there has been no discretion exercised at all on which of those policies make the floor. The top 35 policies as ranked and rated by our membership, we haven't questioned it, they just go to the floor. Last year all of them passed. We'll see what happens again this year. I think one of the interesting ones is actually the second policy that's going to be considered, and that's on no-fault insurance. I think that we've got a lot of members who want to provide a little feedback to the government on the decision that was made with respect to no-fault insurance, but we'll see what our members have to say. The thing is, Max, our members are never wrong when they speak with a collective voice. You just can't question it. And for people that actually want to think that party politics isn't typical of standard Albertans, I don't know. I think if you get 40, 150 plus Albertans in a room, that's a reflection of Alberta.
That's
and
pretty amazing.
It's fantastic. And so I think of our people as not just the conservative voices, I think of them as the voices of Albertans.
Absolutely.
And it's great MLAs like Jason that try to bring that all the time into every legislative agenda that they have, whether it's the fall or the winter or the spring.
Absolutely. And what I like about this is the fact that for me, it's like a networking opportunity.
Oh, for sure.
Like, I don't know how many chinks I took today. I'm probably not done yet.
You know, Max, I've spent a lot of time here at Expo Center with Farm for International, showing cattle. This ring behind me, where we're talking about things that may have an effect on the future of Alberta going forward, I have spent hours and hours showing cattle in there. I've had champion bulls and champion females, and I gotta say, as much as I love those memories, the memory today is probably my favorite one from what used to be called Hall D, and now is their arena, because concerned Albertans are actually speaking their minds about the things that are important to them, to the people who actually make the decisions about whether or not those things move forward. And when you walk out in the hall in the concourse, there's over 4,000 members here, where everyone you're looking at, you know, is a member of our party. We're all part of that conservative family, and we're all provincial public policy activists. And I just think there can't be anything much more exciting than being part of something like that.
Yeah, and I know you're running for president again. And what's your message that you can tell to your electorate?
Folks, I was extremely honored a couple of years ago to earn your trust to be the president of this party on our party's board. I just want to bring it home. October 2027 is our provincial election, and I feel like we have moved mountains with the great work of our leader, with the great work of our cabinet and our caucus. There were some concerns in the 2023 election that have proven to be unfounded. People that were worried about our leader, that maybe, and we've heard this very directly, steal our pensions, privatize healthcare. Neither of those things have happened. And in fact, we are moving forward, and folks like Jason and the work that caucus and cabinet have done on the revamping of healthcare, and I know it's been slow, it's been too slow for the majority of Albertans, but they're doing it with such intelligence and an approach to doing things incrementally. And I think we're on the precipice of where we're going to start to see some major changes in the work that AHS has done, because, I mean, the enemy wasn't really the government. The enemy was AHS. And if that's a terrible thing to say, I'm sorry, but the government has recognized it. They're reforming it. They're making it better. And I think that Albertans are getting behind that and realizing that our premier and her government and our UCP caucus absolutely are the best choice for Albertans. So I just want to continue the work we've done the last 2 years to try to set the stage for that October 2027 election, so that the whole province goes blue, not just rural, all of Calgary, and actually a good chunk of Edmonton. Because anyone who says that Edmonton isn't conservative doesn't pay attention. Look what they do in the federal election, and look at how they come out now to the leaders' dinners that we're doing in Edmonton. They're record-breaking. We're having thousands of people.
And I'll be there as well too.
We appreciate that.
Okay, well, thanks for coming, and wish you luck. And that's going to be amazing to see you tomorrow.
Thanks
Tomorrow's
for all
gonna
you
be
do,
the big
Max.
day.
Awesome. Thank you.
Hi, I'm
I hope you guys did fantastic today. I'm running with Daryl. He is running as president of UCP. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks, Max. And I hope everyone out there watching is taking in the proceedings here at the 2025 UCP AGM. I mean, it's a terrific event. I mean, over 4,000 people. We just finished up with governance policies, and tomorrow we're anticipating a great plenary session. Plus, our leader will be speaking twice, including her keynote address, and of course, the election for president of the UCP.
Absolutely. I know that there's a lot of policies involved, a lot of debates that will happen tomorrow as well. Have you ever thought about some certain policies that you're more interested in?
Well, certainly I'm interested in the fluoride policy, to vote no or to vote yes to have no fluoride. I'm also interested in having more emphasis placed on the Davidson report. I think that's super important. So those are two that come right up off the top of my head. Plus we have one from Calgary Lougheed where we've asked our MLAs to pledge allegiance to the people of Alberta.
And not the ground.
Well, we're not saying not the crown, we're just saying and, just to ensure that Albertans aren't left out.
Oh, okay. Because I know that you posted multiple policies in the category. One is the courage. Sorry, I just lost my.
It was the courage to listen. What that town hall was it was intended to create a framework for sovereign Alberta within United Canada. We were very successful in presenting all sorts of perspectives on a sovereign Alberta. At the end, the output was, in fact, 81-page manual. The first half of the manual talked about the 28 areas of jurisdiction that the Alberta government could take to actually have a sovereign Alberta within United Canada. And part two of it, which was very interesting that was added, was the ability to what would happen after Alberta took the sovereignty rights as far as they could go, and what would be the impact of independence on Alberta. So it was a very interesting discussion, very constructive. People really enjoyed it, and it certainly wasn't the sort of thing that paralyzed Conservatives. It actually just made people more knowledgeable in what was going on.
You're running as president of the UCP. What is the message you wanted to say to the members?
Well, I think it's important to know the members that I'm actually a moderate conservative. The tricky part is the left is so far left that we can't see the middle. I believe that we need to move forward. There needs to be some haste in getting things done. We can't be kicking the can on every issue, hoping that there's a better day to have a discussion, and that through dialogue that we will have unity. So I feel I'm on a bit of a mission to rescue the party unity, because there are a lot of voices that don't feel heard, and I can feel that I'm one of those people that can make their voices heard better.
Thanks for coming, and hope to see you tomorrow. It's going to be a very interesting day tomorrow. I would say to everybody to come here in advance.
All right, thank you very much. Vote Daryl for UCP party president. Thank you.
Thanks. So I'm currently with Samantha Stenke. She is running for VP of Communications. So thank you very much for your time. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great, Max. How are you doing?
Fantastic. It's so good to see so many conservative people here in Edmonton at one place. Tell me, you're being coming for VP of Communications.
You bet.
Can you tell me a little about your strategy when it comes to communications if you were elected?
Yeah, so there's a couple things I want to do right away. One, I want to get a podcast going once a month. Me and the president of the party sit down, talk about all of the kind of hot button issues, talk about the things happening in government, just so that our members are getting their information from us instead of from, as we know, the sources like CBC and Global, who are never going to tell our true story. I want to make sure that we're telling that story. And then another thing I want to do to help us be victorious in 2027, I'm going to set up some regional committees for each region of the province to really make sure that our messaging in those areas fits with the area that it's in. So I'm going to do that for Edmonton. I'm going to do that for Calgary, Central, North, Southern region, and get a group of people together who are really going to make the difference. who are really going to help share our message, who are going to get us elected in 2027. And like you said, in this building, when you see so many people out,
Yes.
it brings such a renewed hope.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I like the experience coming to the AGM. And this is one of my questions. Like, what's your impression of the AGM this year around? Because we're seeing the same amount of people in Red Deer over here. We have probably 4,500 people registered. What's your impression of this year's AGM?
Yeah, so far, I mean, we just got started today, but so far I think it's been great. No complaints about the long lines or anything. We moved pretty swiftly through all of those. And, just remembering that we're amongst friends. We went through board candidate speeches today. We've been through the bear pit session. We've had some great sessions. What I'm realizing is that the people that are here, they just are all really passionate about Alberta. They love Alberta.
Absolutely.
They love our UCP. They love our conservative values. And they really just want to see us take it home.
If there's any message you'd like to tell to the membership to vote for you, what would that be?
Yeah, I would just tell the membership, I've been in this role for 3 years, and I've proven that I'm not in this role for me, that I'm in it for you. I've proven that I want to stand beside you, want to give you the tools you need to go out and be the people that share our message, that bring others into our conservative movement. And I would just ask that you support me this weekend. I would ask that you put your trust in me again, and that we remain strong and we remain together, and that we all get the Alberta that we deserve. Please vote for me, Samantha Stanky.
Fantastic. Well, thank you very much, and important to come here earlier to vote, because the parking spots gets filled very quickly. I'm telling you from experience. So thanks for coming.
Thank you, Max.
Hello, guys. So I'm currently with Vicky Cosmax the Friends. She is running for regional director for Northern Alberta. How are you doing?
Hi, Max. How are you?
Fantastic. Good to see a lot of lots of people in here, like-minded people. Is very important, very nice to see. So you're running for the northern area of Alberta. So what you're hearing from your constituencies? What's the issues that they're raised to you?
Well, there's a couple of things, Max. Most immediately for the constituents, there's a boundary redraw, and we're actually set to lose a constituency. That's pretty important for us. We're fighting to keep it because the northern part of this province, with the oil and gas and the oil sands, contributes a lot to the wealth of Alberta. And for us to lose part of our representation means we're losing a seat at that table. So that's one of the things that's pretty important to us. Secondly, we need help with our oil and gas sector in terms of a pipeline. So great announcement with that MOU. We're hoping that we can see some action sooner rather than later. But definitely it's a step in the right direction. We'll see what the follow through is for that. And then besides that, there are going to be next year after that boundary redraw, there's going to be nominations. So folks are looking forward to getting good candidates in place so that we have them ready for the election in 2027. And then also we have some MLA recalls going on right now. So we need to help our MLAs there, make sure that they're well positioned.
And not just for the MLAs, it's not just Northern Alberta, pretty much everybody. Yeah, absolutely. Is there anything you want to tell because you're running as the regional director?
Yes.
What is a message that you want to say to your voters?
Well, the reason I'm doing this is I'm really here for the members. I've been working hard for many years now. I was a CA president for 3 years, and this is my first term as a Northern director. It's a 2-year term, so I'm at the end of that. And I think that I'm well positioned. I'm experienced. I've got the ability to mentor and guide a lot of these constituency associations, their boards, their presidents. And that's really what I'm looking forward to moving forward with in the next term. A couple of other things. There's going to be nominations. I am the chair of the party candidate selection committee, and that's going to be the group that oversees the candidate nomination process. So I'm very dedicated to making sure that's a fair and transparent process. And part of that is going to be helping the CAs get their local nominating committees together and teach them, do a little bit of training with some good procedures and rules, and get them set on the right path so they can as well have great nomination contests in their local constituencies.
Fantastic. Well, thanks for coming to Edmonton.
Thank you, Max.
Feel free to, and it's really very important to vote and come tomorrow very
Yes.
early. And also, it's a very good networking opportunity as well. So thank you, Vic, for coming, and good luck for your candidacy.
Thank you, Max.
Hello, guys. So I'm currently with Jody Gateman. She is running for the regional director for Southern Alberta. So thanks for coming. What are your expectations from this AGM?
Oh, well, my expectations are that we're going to come out of here and get ready to get our CAs up and, in election mode. We need to get those candidates nominated, get ready for election. We need to make sure everybody's singing from the same songbook. We're going to get fired up so that we can make sure that the NDP are not taking that office, that we keep it conservative.
So you're running for in the south area. So what is like the hottest spot over there? I think it's Lethbridge.
Oh, there's probably 3 hot topics down there. We've got some agriculture topics that are coming up. We've got the referendum question.
Yeah.
And I think water's probably another one that's coming up down there. Yeah.
How come?
Just because there's a lot of lowering of the water system down in the south, and we need to kind of take into consideration, how that's going to affect people downstream. And of course, Southern Alberta is at the downstream of all of that.
Especially for agriculture too.
Yes,
right? Okay.
Definitely for agriculture. Being a farmer's wife, agriculture is close to my heart.
Oh yeah, that's what you mentioned in the interview. That's good. So this is the first day of the AGM.
Yep.
I think you've been here before, isn't it?
I have, yep. I've sat on the boards, executive boards for both the Wild Rose and for the UCP. So I'm familiar with how this works.
Yeah, fantastic. And just for you to remember, tomorrow is going to be the big day for the AGM, so make sure to be here on time.
Yes.
I was not even on time, in advance even. Tomorrow's going to be the big day. What is your expectations for tomorrow in terms of policies, in terms of votes, in terms of the mode in general here?
Well, I usually find that governance has decent attendance, but that the policy, for some reason, seems to be everybody's favorite. So I think it'll be a little bigger attendance at the policy. Everybody's got to remember to vote sometime between 9 and 2 tomorrow. You got to get your votes in for the board directors.
Yeah, absolutely. And that is important because that stretch from 9 to 2, that is where you're going to vote for your regional directors, for the president positions, VP of Comms, VP of Fundraising. So it's extremely important to come here early to vote because that line is very large, and I know. So
and remember to bring your picture ID. It's got to have a picture, your address on it, and has to match your card. So so long as you've got that, you can vote, and just remember to do that. Yeah, everybody's got to vote. That's how your voice gets heard.
Any closing remarks?
Let's get ready to defeat the NDP in 2027.
All right. Well, thanks so much for your time and good luck for your candidacy.
Thank you.
Mark doing the B stuff. It's on camera. That's fine. So we have here Helen Calder. She is running for VP of Fundraising. Thanks for coming. And first question, what is your expectations of the AGM today?
Oh, well, thank you for having me, Max. Yeah, I think the AGM is going to be a great place for us to all meet and just get some good camaraderie among our members.
Oh, yeah.
Vote forward some good policies. We just voted forward quite a few good governance ones, so I'm really happy with that. Since I'm the governance chair, I have my hands all over those, and I'm happy to see them make it forward. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
You're running as VP of Fundraising. What are your goals that you want to achieve if you get elected?
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, I mean we're planning to gear up for 2027. So our goals are going to be to fundraise and beat our targets so that we're geared up for the next election and just basically build our party. We want to be strong and we want to see a victory in 2027, and so that is the major goal. Yeah.
And people seem to understand that 2027 is in 2 years. I will reiterate that this is literally next door. We can't wait 2 years. It's something that will happen right tomorrow. So we need to gear up for the fundraising perspective of things. Is there any message you'd like to say to your electorate, to both of you?
Yeah, thank you. I just want to say that, I think I'm the best person for the job. I feel that my skills are really aligned with the VP fundraising role. And I'm really happy to help out with this. I think that it's a really important role, and it's important to have a strong grassroots board. I think I bring that strong leadership with everything I've done in my experience in politics and in my career as well. So yeah, please vote for me tomorrow. I'd appreciate
Fantastic.
your
And
thanks.
very important to come here tomorrow very in advance because the parking gets filled very quickly. So thanks for your time, Helen, and come to see you tomorrow. And thanks for coming.
Thanks, Max. Appreciate it.
Hello, guys. So we are here with Michael and
James.
James here from the Critical Compass. What are you guys up to?
Just hanging out, man. We attended some of the sessions. We got some video, some photos at the Bear Pit, which was eventful to say the least. We've been walking around getting some interviews with people who attended, some friends and some new faces. So it's been fun.
Yeah, we're hoping to get the sense of what people think on Alberta independence, because that is on everybody's mind right now.
Yeah.
Well, actually, yesterday I was doing a live stream about the AGM, about more the technical bits of the AGM, of how that's going to work and what to expect. And I think that the independence stuff is going to be a very important factor in this upcoming AGM. What are your thoughts about the overall experience? Because this is the first day we've been here. What are your expectations for tomorrow? It's going to be the second day. It's going to be the basis one.
I think it's been nice so far. I mean, it's kind of cool to be like we were at the Red Deer event last year.
Oh, that was awesome.
And that was awesome too. This place is kind of sweet. I mean, everything's sort of self-contained. We don't need to drive to a different site for the hospitality rooms. You got food vendors on site. The event staff has been great. Everyone sort of knows where to go. Coach taken care of. I think it's being run really well.
Yeah, the entire show there, they've got multiple screens. They've got cameras. We have the height element where before everybody was ground level, so if you're in the back, you couldn't see anything.
Oh yeah,
so it's a better experience just for anybody sitting in any spot.
Yeah, especially for the big camera over there.
Yeah.
There's cameras. That's good. Little baby. What model was that? Canon. Which model was that?
C200.
C200. Amazing cameras. Canon did good, great cameras. Have you guys read the policies, the government policies? Are you read of that? What are your thoughts on that?
Read a few. There's some that will pass, some that will be debated. But it seems like there's a few that essentially help streamline some of the internal party politics as well.
Yeah.
So some people may not find those things as exciting, but that changes how things are run.
I know that the NDP right now is absolutely very upset about the policies around gender ideology in schools.
Yeah, C9 or Bill 9. Yeah.
So that's going to be fantastic to see. And
if they're not in favor of it, generally it's something you should support, right?
Absolutely.
Just do the opposite.
Yeah.
To the opposite. It's basically it's almost like when CBC they say something, or when the government says something, do the opposite.
Yes.
That's pretty much about
it's the safest bet.
Any closing remarks?
Well, you know what? If we can plug our channel, we're from the Critical Compass. Maybe we'll give you a link to drop. And we interview people primarily about these days the independence movement.
Yeah.
So we got interviews with Bruce Party, Dennis Modry, Jeff Rath, all the heavy hitters. And so check out our stuff.
Fantastic. So I'm going to tag you on social media platforms, and I hope you guys have an amazing stay. I know it's going to be just the beginning of the AGM, and it's going to be a very amazing opportunity, networking opportunity as well. So come and see us as well too. And thanks very much for your time. And I love your gear.
Thank you, man. Thank you, man.
I love your camera.
Appreciate what you do, man. Thank you.
Man.
Thank you, Max.
So we're currently with Jason Levine at the UCP AGM. How are you guys doing over here?
Having a good time. This is day one. We just had the Bear Pit. We're now going through the policy votes, and it's a full crowd here on day one, and about 4,000 people or so, and they're energized and ready to go.
Absolutely. What are your thoughts on the policy and governance and the policy that will happen tomorrow? I don't know if you've seen those.
You're talking about the board?
Yeah, the boards
Yeah.
and the policies.
Well, the board, I think, is going to be a very interesting vote because we learned today there's a lot of people that are independent-minded here, and there's a lot of grassroots candidates going for the board this time around.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to see how that turns out. And then the policies, there's a few that I'm paying attention to. I do think that the UCP is very strong on their voice, especially when it comes to parents, children, and protecting women.
Yes.
So I'd like to see some of these policies adopted going forward. Had a great conversation with Honorable Mickey Emery just a moment ago.
Oh, nice.
And he's told us in the next couple of days we're going to see some new changes that we should be very pleased about when it comes to protecting children.
And what are your thoughts about, because this is not your first time you've attended to the AGM, right? This is probably your third, second?
This is my second time.
Okay.
I was in Red Deer last year.
Okay, so that's good. And what are your thoughts on overall experience?
This one, I think that there's a lot of apprehension on what the government's going to do. The MOU that came out a couple of days ago has really been becoming a talking point here. And independence isn't one of the things that's on the table to talk about. But this audience absolutely wants to. We saw that during the Bear Pit conversation where Jeffrey Ratt from the Alberta Prosperity Project went up and asked the audience, are you ready for independence? And that was by far the loudest applause we heard the entire day. So.
Absolutely. I know that last year's AGM we have about the same amount of people that were here in Edmonton. In Red Deer today we have pretty much the same amount of people. We see familiar faces, and you're seeing your viewers. I see my own crowd as well. Too. It's good to see people who are like-minded as well. So it's important to come here to the AGM. And any closing remarks?
Well, I think it is not only is it very important, like you pointed out. Getting involved in the UCP as well, get involved with your CA, your constituency associations, and make sure you support them because we're going to be heading into an election in 2 years or less. We'll see where that goes.
And 2 years goes very fast.
Yeah, and if we have a surprise election, it could be even sooner than that. So get involved, become a volunteer, know who's involved with your CA, and support for the next election. We want to make sure there's strong support. The last thing we want is a Nenshi premier.
Absolutely. Well, thanks for your time, and hope to see you tomorrow. And for those of you who want to follow him, Jason Levine, show on what platforms you are on Twitter, X.
I'm on all of them, so YouTube, Rumble, X, Facebook. You can find me everywhere. TheLevineShow.com, you'll find all the different platforms there.
Excellent. Well, thanks for your time. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Max.
So I'm here with my friend Emmett. How are you doing, Emmett?
I'm doing wonderful.
The hugest Deftones fan ever, because it's a band I absolutely love it. And what are your thoughts about the AGM? Is it your first time you came here to this AGM?
It's my third time, actually. I drove all the way to Calgary, and I've driven all the way to Red Deer, and finally it's local. So really enjoying that and
local,
how they move around.
What are your thoughts on the policies that were put forward in this year's AGM?
I think the policies, there are a lot of necessary things that are getting done. There's not a lot of high emotional things that are being voted on right now. So Fridays typically are a little bit more dry, but they are necessary to make sure that our documents are flowing smoothly. So I'm glad to be here, even if it's just for that today, and I'm really looking forward to tomorrow.
In regards to the people who are going to come here, who are still here, what's the message you can tell them?
Thank you for being here, because voting is literally the bare minimum that you can do. Apathy has gotten us to where we are. It's our fault that we're dealing with the shit that society is giving us right now. And by coming here, you're taking the first steps towards making a difference. And even if it feels like you're doing nothing, at least you're taking the effort to make the world a better place for yourself and your kids. So I love that people are actually coming. And the turnouts have been amazing. Every year there's more and more people. When you come back, you see friends that you recognize from last year, and it becomes a very welcoming community being part of the change.
Absolutely. Well, thanks very much, and we'll see you at the AGM tomorrow.
Thank you, Max.
2, 1. So we're currently with Jeff Park from the Alberta Parents Union at the Edmonton AGM for UCP. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, no, excited to be here. Always excited to hear from the grassroots members of the UCP and the ideas that are percolating up, especially with regard to making sure that parents, not politicians, have control of what's happening with our kids and what's happening in classrooms.
Yes.
Any new ideas that we can that we can hear, any new connections that we can make in that vein are always useful. So always happy to hear what the grassroots have to say when we come up.
There is also some policies about gender ideology to remove that from schools.
Yes.
And I know that the left is absolutely very mad about it. I have seen a lot of reactions from social media about that as well. I know it's voted for the grassroots. Everything that we do here is voted at the grassroots level. What are your thoughts on that policies and if you're read on those?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm especially excited about the policies that just are about transparency with parents. That parents can demand demand that any of the materials that are being used in their own kids' classrooms. I mean, this was our intention with our own petition. Tell us what kids are learning. We got a partial win on that with regard to items related to gender and sexuality, but we've always felt that that there are broader issues that parents are concerned about that are coming into classrooms, and you know, if it really is a result of off-the-cuff classroom conversation, no one's worried about that. But what we want to see is, you know, a lot of this stuff is their actual lesson plans. They're prepared ahead of time. Some of them have been prepared by the Alberta Teachers Association specifically to try to evade classroom transparency rules. So those sorts of things we definitely want parents to have access to and be able to give their feedback. And we think that most of the time these things can be settled just between parents and teachers, parents and principals, and that we don't have to have a parent-in-chief in Edmonton making these sorts of decisions, but to have that sort of relationship, we need to have the information.
Yeah, absolutely. It's all about giving parents the information, because a lot of what the NDP or what the unions are doing is happening behind the scenes. Under closed doors, basically stating that we shouldn't tell people what we're doing.
Right.
So it's kind of like disingenuous for them to, you know, show that to prevent people from giving that information to parents. So. And in regards to the AGM in general, you plan to come here tomorrow? What's your expectation from the candidates and things?
Yes. Yeah, definitely plan on being involved throughout. Want to make sure to hear their feedback from the grassroots members in every way we can, and meet up with new parents, educators, and other folks who are interested in the work that we do. So, and just to be consistent with the message that parents are the real experts in our own kids, that we're the ones who have the most skin in the game with our own kids, and so that these decisions shouldn't be being made without full input from parents, because parents are the ones who are going to ultimately make sure that what's happening in the classroom is aligned with the quality we expect and the values that we expect.
Any closing remarks?
I think that was them.
Well, thank you very much, and we'll see you tomorrow at the AGM.
Thanks so much, Max.
Thanks for coming.
Hi, I'm Tanya Clemens. I'm here at the UCP AGM 2025. It's an annual thing that I really quite enjoy going to, where we vote on policy and governance for our UCP. And yeah, it's like quite an amazing crowd. It's a big crowd. We've moved it to the Edmonton Expo Center because we've got so many people here, which is awesome. Very passionate conservatives, like-minded values, like-minded hearts. So it's kind of a bucket-filling experience to be here, really. We just had some bear pit session with our premier and all of her cabinets, and there was great questions posed to all of them, and lots of really great answers actually. So I think that's good for the whole membership to get informed and be able to hear their answers. There was one particular that was about the independence movement in Alberta, and that did get quite the standing ovation from the crowds and some cheers and raucous support. So that was very exciting to see that Conservatives are kind of coming together, realizing that, you know, negotiating a path within Canada is rough and not likely to happen. So,
what are your thoughts about the MOU that just recently signed?
the MOU, I guess, coming from the party's perspective, it's like a step forward, an olive branch, something. But as an Albertan, I'm quite disheartened actually that it was celebrated maybe as much as it has been so far, because I think they were such a long ways away from actually getting that pipeline. There's so many vetoes that can actually come into that. And in the meantime, our carbon taxes are going to be increased and we're going to be paying more. So I don't know. It's a tough one. I don't envy her position trying to deal with this Liberal government. That's rough. Yeah.
Thanks for coming, and see you tomorrow.
Yeah, thank you.
We're here with Miss Investor. How are you doing?
Hi, Max. I'm good. How are you?
Fantastic. Good to see you. So we're here at the AGM here, and what are your thoughts about the AGM, about the policies, and
Well, we had a good day today, Max. You know what? We lots of the governance policies that we agreed with got passed. That was first and foremost. Jeff did a straw poll of the members in the room, and we see that 75 or 80% of the people in the room support Alberta independence. So that's an indicator of good things as far as we're concerned. And you know what? I think it was just based on that. That was the highlight of the day, but it was an all-around good day.
yes. What about what's the expectations for tomorrow?
Well, you know what? Tomorrow's a big day. Tomorrow's the day that the reason why we ask people to come to the AGM, because we want people to vote for people that think like them and participate in a democracy, and that's what they're going to do tomorrow. And you know what? That's what makes our system healthy. So we're going to have people that come here vote for people that represent them, so they would take direction from bottom up, not from top down, and that's what we're trying to build right across the whole system.
If there is anything that you can tell to people to convince the undecided group or Alberta independence, what would that be?
Come to our events.
Yeah.
Come to our events. At least have the courage to come and listen. If you've got the courage to come and listen, then we'll be happy to let you make up your own mind on the facts after you hear what we have to say. I think once you hear what we have to say, it's going to be a little bit of a shock, but it's going to be very, very worthwhile for everybody that attends.
Absolutely. Well, thanks for your time. Thanks for your time. The DPP as well. I think your efforts are valuable. And I hope that it's tomorrow then.
All right. Thanks, man.